Good evening, people. How's all doing? This podcast comes to you from sponsored by Dempsey and Hamilton, Groundwork and Landscapes. Feel free to contact them. The details are on the video, and I'll leave a description link below to let you know about what their job, the contact number. They're actually looking for workers just now. So if you're looking for work, please contact Dempsey and Hamilton, and you'll get the number on where the ad. Okay, tonight I want to talk about knife crime and what your thoughts are about knife crime in Scotland. Do you think the knife crime rate has went up, or do you think the knife crime has went down? And as I say, the incident last night in Glasgow, it just shows you what is going on in Scotland. And rest in peace to Justin McLaughlin, 14-year-old. Taken too soon, to be honest with you. Quite sad. But as I say, they've got a 16-year-old in custody for the crime already, which is fantastic, and hopefully get some justice for the McLaughlin family. But as I say, what's your thoughts on the knife crime in Scotland? Do you think it's getting worse? Do you think it's gone back 10 years to what it was like? Personally, I think it is. In Falkirk, fortunately, we've no got as much knife crime in Falkirk. We're virtually nilch. There's a rare occasion you'll hear somebody getting attacked or stabbed or in Falkirk with a blade. But in the cities, it's totally different. As you can see in Glasgow, there was the 14-year-old boy murdered, and now you had your local MP down in England and got murdered. God bless him, rest his peace, him, and thoughts go with his family too. It's just getting about out of control in my eyes. For something like this, that it seems to be the norm with carrying a knife, and I didn't see why people are thinking that walking about with a knife is okay. And as I say, how did that young boy at 16 actually become possession of that knife? Where did he get it from? I mean, that's what you look at. And the person that sold the young boy the knife, what do you think he should harm him? I think he should be jailed just as much as anybody else, because he's an adult, obviously, because he owns a shop, so he should not be selling blades or knives to anybody under the age of 18, or whatever it is. I'm sure it's 18. Not allowed to buy sharp instruments in Scotland. But as I say, it's quite sad that that's another life taken so early, and it's just unreal. It's unreal. It's the world coming to, man. It's just the youth. This is what I'm saying. The youth of the day is just running about and daft with their knives and their swords and whatever they'll go. And as I say, I'm trying to kind of help people steer away from crime, drugs, and prison and that. And my local community turn against me. You know what I mean? Because I'm trying to change my life. I was the ex-criminal, but that was over, you know, 13 years ago. 13 years ago, I've not been in prison. I've well turned my life around, right? And I still get it every day, right? Same local, but anyway, but you know, I mean, people do change for the best, as I say, and if people let people get a chance to try and help the people, you know what I mean, then it could work. Because at the end of the day, most young people that's in care homes or anything like that, or in prison, they're going to listen to somebody that's been through that more than they're going to listen to somebody that just comes in and has never experienced any prison or violence or trauma in their life. When they're talking to somebody that has, a lot of trauma and violence in their life, the person's going to listen to them a lot better. You know what I mean? It's just common sense. But as I say, the government like to waste money and bringing people in that's just reading off the paper in, what the challenges have got ahead of them. Where, as I say, it's not just flinging like stuff at youngsters nowadays. There's a lot more, you know, in mental health kind of side of it too. You know, there's a gang status. You know what I mean? There's the grass tag, and all that kind of stuff. Right? Where nobody should feel the need to be getting, you know what I mean? Not at that age anyway. If you're not involved in crime, if you're not involved with crime, I personally think that you have got the right to go and phone the police and give a statement. Especially if you're involved in crime, if you're involved in criminality, you know, then you don't talk, right? But if you're just an average Joe that blogs in the public, and you see a crime get committed or stuff like that, you've got every right to phone the police and that person. And you're talking about having to get your window smashed or whatever, that, because you are a member of society paying tax to be living and safe, and not to be living in fear. You know what I'm talking about? As the youngins nowadays, as I say, they think it's a show of force. They walk about the big weapons. Sorry, I'm just going to my juice. You know what I mean? The youngins nowadays think it's a show of force to be walking about with knives. And as I say, it's no, you know what I mean? It's, to me, to be walking about with a knife is a coward. To be using a knife is a coward. You know what I mean? And if you're going to purposely walk about with knives, you're a coward. That's my view on things. If you can't use your fist in like anything like that, then you're a coward. Simple as that. You're a coward. And you deserve everything that's coming to you. And it's only shite bags that use knives. Shite bags use knives. And real men use fists. And as I say, people should be ashamed of themselves. As I say, if they're hiding in and like that, they should be ashamed of themselves, because it's the family, the victims, you know what I mean? They all suffer, and more than anyone. And it's so sad, and that in this day and age that people are getting stabbed for something. You know what I mean? Hi there, detective. How you doing, buddy? If it's not nice, be something else. Getting bug knives on internet don't help. Definitely, 100%, mate. These internet channels and that, and like Amazon and that, they should be banned or have more serious checks. And other sites too, and should be getting well checked. I'm doing well with the buzz. Declan, he's still ill, to be honest with you. But yeah, IBM, how you doing, pal? It's a lifetime the family have to suffer, the kids that have to no regrets. Well, that's true. That's a very, very true saying there. That's what I'm talking about with the buzz, with the wee boy in Group Staff in Glasgow. It's sad that that had to happen. And yeah, there's going to be a lot of grief towards the family, Justin, and as I say, his relatives, and you know what I mean, other people like that. You know, and yeah, people didn't care. They don't care. They know what they're doing, so they'll go to do it. You know what I mean? And I don't know why. You know what I mean? But was it a macho statement? Was it this? Was it that? You know what I mean? But all things aside, it doesn't matter. I mean, he shouldn't be carrying a knife. He shouldn't be using a knife. And you know, on top of it, it's the police and that need to do more stopping sets now, and because it's getting fucking me on the job. You know, people can just walk happily into a place where you get to vote or whatever, and then stab the local councillor to death. You know what I mean? Come on. You know what I mean? Then you've got as I say, your wee man in Glasgow, and God bless him, and getting stabbed to death for we don't know what reason. Is that how you doing, Z, son? I've seen you for a long time. What's up with it? But as I say, my opinion, anybody that uses knives and stuff like that and can't use them are fucking shite bags. They're just pussies. They're just, sorry for my language, because I'm actually gutted. I'm actually devastated about this wee boy. I mean, 14-year-old, right? 14-year-old. If it's no drug death, you know what I mean? It's knives. Now, as I say to you, do you think a knife is becoming the norm now? Do you know what I mean? Do you know that? Do you think we're going back 10 years? You know what I mean? Where um, like jink like back 10 years ago, how the knife crime is phenomenal. I mean, do you think like youngins nowadays, because it did calm down, you've got to admit it did calm down for a good maybe decade there, but as I said, you think nowadays it's coming back out because there's all these so-called gangsters with so many groups and all that, whatever, getting the wee foot soldiers here, there, everywhere. So, I mean, so do you think that's what's going on? Do you think what we got big gangsters that exploit me boys and they doing their nasty work, you know what I mean? And turn them into wee soldiers and maybe that, you don't know, but whatever's going on is needs to stop because at the end of the day, oh, that's it. That's it. You're saying what you're saying. It has been bad for ages. It's just trends, travel quicker. Social media made it worse. Well, yeah, it's true what you're saying, Z, pal. Social media, they glamorise it. And as I say, with all these rap videos and stuff like that, and the UK drill, all the kind of stuff like that, you know, and they glamorise too much guns, violence, crime, knives, swords, you know what I mean, all that in their videos. So a 12, 13-year-old boy watching videos, you know, like rappers and all their favourite people and that run about with machetes and meat cleavers and swords and stuff, all that kind of stuff, then they're going to think it's a normal, you know what I mean? Well, they're already running about fucking higher class, uh, higher purchase Mercedes and fucking Range Rovers and whatever and that. And they're only 19, you know what I'm talking about? And they've got fucking cars that people work their life after. And the next minute, they're driving about, not giving a fuck, crashing into things and, as I say, destroying the cars. I mean, so where are they getting the money to pay for the cars? I mean, that's what you've got to think. And it's just sad. I mean, it does with the buzz. The internet is a big platform for anything, to be honest with you. You can buy anything after internet. You know what I mean? You can just go into anything and just type in any kind of weapon you want, and it'll come up what you want and where to get it. Well, there was that. Z, I wasn't an angel either, but at the end of the day, you know what I mean? You've got to remember you've changed, we all changed. When I changed 13 years ago, and touch wood, I've never committed a crime or I've never been arrested or nothing in that amount of time. So we can all change. When I don't use weapons, I use my fists. That's what the boxing gloves are here. And I mean, but I'm not like that in America. I've changed because where how can I be doing that when I'm trying to steer the youth away from crime, drugs, and prison? You know what I mean? So the only way I can do that is try and go into like day units, residential schools, and stuff like that, and talk to them, speak to them, and say to them, listen, don't go down that way, come this way. And yeah, I'm talking about get a job, go to college, I mean, even help them go to court with them, you mean, stuff like that. That's what I do, you know what I mean? For example, fact is, that, you know, when they're scared to go to court themselves, so they'll say, do you want to come to court with me? I'll come to court with you, you know what I mean? Campbell at Salvation Army up in Falkirk. He's really good for that too. He goes to the court with the youngsters in Falkirk. If they've got heavy charges like to deal with, Campbell will go up and represent them because he runs the local homeless Salvation where you can get some eat, walk in and get some eat for none. He runs that, and there's a lot for the charities for Salvation Army, and he actually attends court with the youth and explains to the judge that he'll kind of take them under his wing, look after them, blah blah blah, kind of. So aye, that's what I'm going to get into myself. Start going to the court and just help the boy to understand what he's been charged with and what's going to happen to him, if you're going to get bail, no, and if he does get bail, I mean, take him to the local homeless. You know what I mean? What happens that day, look after him after it. But get back to the knife crime. But I used to do that I used to, every time I see a side, I always used to jinx myself, But what I do is I take it day by day, and I'll just put myself in a situation where I'm going to be in trouble, you know what I mean? Or I'm going to like get attacked or that, I just avoid it, you know what I mean? Something like that there's no worth it, you know what I mean? Because that's all they want, you know what I'm talking about. So I just avoid it, man. It's the best way. Because in the day, I need to be here to be kind of like, I can't be, but I want to be going into prisons. You know what I mean? I've already been approached to get into Berlin to do a talk and stuff like that. But I want to be doing that in the future. But I've got to get my highway check done. But as I say, Berlin, I was getting the security pass anyway. For some fact is, it was a prison officer that noticed when I had the car wash. He pulled in at the car wash and said to me that he couldn't believe it, that after 10 years straight in the prison, he couldn't believe I had my car wash and stuff like that. Clean and drive car wash, check out Cody's house, and I'd splash and dash in and stuff like that. So I got offered to go in there with an officer with Berlin and do a talk, and as I say, I just never got back to him. But I know personally, if I did, I would get security pass day because I'm not in crime. So that's what I'm looking to do, get into Parliament, and as I say, try and help them with a knife crime in the jail, and try and maybe help them, like when they get released to Parliament, like people from Glasgow, Aberdeen, Dundee, whatever places, when they get released to Parliament, they get taken to the Parliament train station, and half the boys didn't know what they're going, you know what I mean? Or they just get like that. So if I'm at the gate at the Liberation, a wee minibus, you know what I mean, and just say to them, like, where he's gone, you know what I mean? They could turn and say, right, well, you'll get a contract, you know what I mean? You'd never know in life unless you ask, you know what I mean? Look at the people I spoke to, I mean, Chet Sandu, Johnny Steele, Stuart Dempsey, brothers, and you know what I mean? You don't ask. If you don't ask, you'll not get. And you've got Chet Sandu, when you go all them, and I'm gonna check my Facebook page, and you'll see they're all friends. I talk to them on a daily basis, and they help me, they keep me going, and as I say, with their wise words, I mean, and the kind of more support, and I take my hat after them, and I text them every morning, say morning to them, you know what I mean? I don't hang with, because at the end of the day, they pulled me up and brought me back to where I am now, and I don't forget that. So thumbs up to the boys, and I'll be speaking to them shortly. But see, I never thought that, I never thought I'd get security pass because, as I say, I was a violent criminal. I was violent in Berlin and other prisons. But if you're doing well and you're doing what prison time and not prison time, sorry, if you're doing well outside prison and you've no committed a crime within a set length of time, then you will get security pass and stuff like that. But it depends on what you're getting. You're going to get security pass for. You know what I mean? You'll not get work like if you get a job in there. I don't say contractors to go and the electrician that you'll not get in, and I don't think. But if it's going to tops and stuff like that, you will. I mean, because you're limited to where you can go. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, I know people that have done LTPs, and as I say, they're in and out of prison doing tops. No matter how long you do, how long you've done, or what you've done, gee, pal. And end of the day, if you've changed and you can prove to them you've changed and you're a different character, then they've got to get a chance to kind of know. I mean, you know what I mean? As I say, for you'd been there, you're not man getting them tobacco and everything. And on top of it, but well, that's it. Charles Cambridge Millenites. We start softening up the community. You know what I mean? Totally. Right? You've got to think about the community first and start up then working into it. But sometimes the community go against you, then you know what I mean, for no reason, and it's just trying to, you know what I mean, change that. I'm the same, pal. To be honest, just, I'm the same, mate. I've got ADHD and stuff like that, so I'm up and down. But I like to keep a level head. That's what I do the boxing, because that helps me control my anger. I mean, I've just started back doing it, to be honest, yeah. I was wasn't really doing the gym and that for a long time there, but I've just started back doing it, and my body's fucking aching me, aching, sorry. But aye. So as I say, went off the subject there. Sorry, guys, about that. So what do you think about the knife crime in Scotland? Let's get back to that. Do you think there should be tougher sentences, tougher laws on knife crime in Scotland? Because the simple fact is, there seems to be too much going on now. Too many murders, too many stabbings, too many slashings, too many, you know what I mean? Too many everything be nice now. So are the papers, so are, you know what I mean? So are the digger, so are everything. And the simple fact is, that's not going to stop unless the government give more support to the youth and the organisations that's trying to help these people. And if they're not going to give the people the help that they need to support and do what they need to do to try and change these people from carrying knives and thinking it's the way forward in life to be the big man with a knife and a slash mark in the side of the face. That's no way of living. And trust me, that's no way of living. That's stupid. And end of the day, you've only got one life and live it to the large. I mean, you've got to think about the people that's been, it's lost people to stabbings and knife crime. And you've got people running about shouting, oh, fucking knives this, knives that, and proud of this, proud of that. How do you think that person feels when you're on camera boasting about knives, guns, fucking flashy cars, drugs, money, blah blah blah, and when your son's been murdered for I don't know what. How do you think that person feels when they've got to sit and watch that every day? Nobody really thinks about that. The man called Al McNairn, God rest his soul, 1995, the Big Barn Folk Cup. He got murdered at the Big Bar, sorry, and his attacker said that he'd drink 20 pints of lager that night, and he went up the stair, and Uncle Alan, because he stood above the pub, and Uncle Alan came out the big bar and went up the stair to go towards his house and up the close. And as I say, I'm not going to mention the guy's name, but he was standing at the tap. And as I say, when the police raided his house after the crime was committed, there was like star shaped things, knives, blah blah blah. And it stabbed my uncle repeatedly, 22 times or something like that. And he got life sentence. But as I say to you, how can you? I don't think it's possible to be drinking 20 pints in the one night and be capable of stabbing somebody that many times. And because my uncle Alan could fight, when he wasn't an idiot, he could fight. And he was involved with a lot of characters for Ireland and stuff like that. So, you know what I mean? He could fucking box. And his nickname was the Hammer. And as I say, he didn't get called the Hammer for fun. No, I love it. And as I say, so, but there was a lot going on back then, the ecstasy, stuff like that, and drugs. And I think personally was murdered through drugs, unless you because there's no way anybody can drink 20 pints of fucking lager. Now, this is 1985, 20 pints of lager, go up the stair, and come back out the door and commit a crime like that. You know what I mean? And as I say, my uncle Alan was a big man and could fight like fuck. And that was beer drink and the foot drink. And so, and the boy who done it, well, he wasn't none specially sold, yeah. But this is what I'm saying. I'm in 1985 and I'm still fucking amazing. And I'm still feeling about it. And I don't think I will get it. And I don't think I will get it because the last time I came in with Alan was in the PV in Bloomberg, and he was a big Rangers supporter. I'm a Celtic man, but he was a Rangers supporter. And as I say, he shouted on me, tell your dad about to see him shortly, son. And my Uncle Alan and my dad were like brothers. I think it was my nana's sister, Jean's laddie. And as I say, they got brought up together and they done everything together. And the Hammer and my dad. And as I say, they never saw me again after that. And that was kind of fucking stuck in my brain because I looked up to them for me. And my cousin Gary. But as I say, it just shows you how it affects you. And years later, because I still think about it, like it happened yesterday. And it affects me mentally and physically. You know? And as I say, you've got to remember, I've been attacked, right? And stuff like that, blades. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? It's a scary thing. You know what I mean? When you're grabbing somebody's hand when they've got a knife in the fucking blade away from your face, right? And you're trying to kind of push them away from you. You know what I mean? Yeah. I've been like that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And I've been in situations where I've been close to getting fucking other stuff put through me, right? And it's like staring death, and then aye. But I've always said with the mojo, right? That's what it is. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. Don't be afraid, because at the end of the day, we're all going to die one day, right? And if it's not going to happen now, it'll happen later. Because I do believe karma, right? And the 10 year I was locked up was probably for the 10 year I got away from 10 things. And I did commit some serious crimes when I was young, beatings, stuff like that. People can laugh all they want because, as I say, they know it fucking happened. And as I say, I'm not proud of it. But when I moved back into my hometown, to go on the bitch, not one fucking person said anything to me. And, but now I'm not there. They're all shouting, yap, yap, yap. And but I know what they're doing. That's because I'm doing well for myself. Because of the car wash, because of this, because of that, I'm doing well for myself. And now I'm doing this. I'm trying to better my life. They're jealous. They're trying to rope me back into the same routine because they know how handy I am when I'm not doing this. You know what I mean? And I'll no go back doing that one. I've been approached many a time to go back doing that one. You know what I mean? No. And at the end of the day, I've got to live it long enough. I've never had a conviction touch fucking wood for the crimes. And believe me, I'm not saying anywhere, but you know what I mean? You know when to stop, put it that way. And my time is to stop and I need to look after me, my family, my wife, and enjoy what the rest of the life I've got. And for the simple fact is you never know what's around that door. You know what I mean? I'm talking about, and that's what happens when you carry knives. You know what I mean? You come back to bite you in the arse because you don't know who you've done, you don't know what you've done. You know what I mean? Even when you're in prison and you put a hit on somebody, you know what I mean? Then you get that person slashed or that person gets slashed or you slash that person. And you can be walking down that street one day and the next minute you're surrounded with about 4 or 5 of them. And the next minute you're getting slashed, stabbed, right? It's just unreal. And as I say, digger, I don't know what you're talking about, pal. So I'm not making a comment on it at all. Um, but as I say, I'm not explaining there. I'm also saying lots about stuff like that, so then I get it twisted, pal. Away you go. And but so as I say, there you go. The digger, try to get in there, as you probably see, um, chatting shite, and now I'm anti-violence, right? Not a past, fair play, right? That was 13 years ago. Well, 20 years ago, sorry. Been clean for drugs for 13, so what are you talking about? I mean, probably just a fake account as usual. But anyway, because the haters are back, better. The trolls are back. There's videos getting made, so just let you know. But tonight's about, as I say, knife crime in your area. So, Falkirk, thankfully, we've not got enough people out there that's wanting to run about with knives and be caught with them. So we're grateful for that. Falkirk's actually a nice town, actually. And I know I keep going on moaning about Falkirk and that, but that's because I'm free Falkirk. And I didn't when you're free Falkirk and you're passionate about a place, when you're passionate about a place, right? And you see things getting destroyed, of course you're going to moan because you love that place. You know what I mean? And when you see things no gone right, you get a bit defensive. You know what I'm talking about? And as I say, I love Falkirk and I love Bonnybig and Stennismuir and the Bog and Madison and Grangemouth, Carnshaw, everywhere in Falkirk because fucking fantastic place. It is a fantastic place to stay. One of it and all that. And that cracking. Same as Dennismere, same way the Bog, and the same way up Madison, Pullman, Lawrison, Paul Glen, because they all help each other. There's still a folk, there's a place where you move into a community, and if you're not known, they'll help you. Right? That's the way we still live through here. And it's not in the cities where, or other places where you can't, you know what I mean? And Falkirk is a great place. I know people take a piss with it, but I don't know why, for the simple fact is, you know what I mean? It's safe, you know what I mean? The drug users, aye, we've got them. There's no money hanging about up at the, the town centre anymore. The homelessness is here, yes, and it's getting dealt with. And as I say, but the knife crime, it's in, we have got it, but as I say, it's not a bigger problem as other places. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? It's far and few you actually hear about knife crime in Falkirk. And as I say, it's safe. You can walk about Falkirk at night, even in the roughest areas. You can walk about and none will happen to you. You know what I mean? Or you'll not get robbed, you'll not get jumped, none of that. You know what I mean? It's weird that Falkirk is a really good fucking place. You know what I mean? Yeah, as I say, even like for an instant, right? Need to respect people for Stewart Road, Victoria Road, right? But Victoria Road to Stewart Road was a bad place for drugs at the time, right? And then the early noughties, right? And even walking down there, you still be safe. I mean, the people gotta fucking help you and rob you. You know what I'm talking about? And that's what I like about Falkirk. And fair enough, you get people making videos, fine, worst tune or whatever not, eh? But at the end of the day, why stay here then? You know what I'm talking about? If you're gonna bring your tune down, fuck off. I'm talking about, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because one, I'm on about Falkirk, but I'm moaning about things that's not getting done for people that should be getting fucking done. No taking the piss out of alcoholics, drug users, fucking shoplifters or anything like that, but shouting about fucking mental health at the same time. I don't do stuff like that. But as I say, it's a great place. There's many cycle tracks, and there's a big place up at the back of Falkirk now where they do the kind of paintball shooting up at the Falkirk Hill, sorry. And there's a big caravan park up there too where you can come and stay for the weekend, pitch up for the weekend. It's developing, Falkirk's developing faster than I really actually thought, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? And I'm finding that this day by day, and all the food banks and the kind of charities too. You know what I mean? It's kind of developing a lot faster than I thought, but it's lit everywhere. It's cliquey. You know what I mean? It's cliquey, but at least people are getting help, and that's the main thing. But as I say, I'm gonna go because me man's not well, and it's been good talking to you tonight about the knife crime. Pity Murray's never come on. Sitting there, we're sitting here at what 20 views, and about 39 minutes in the video. So I'm happy with that. But as I say, God bless Justin and his family, and the MP down in England. God bless him and his family. And from me to you and everybody else, I'll love you and leave you just now, and I'll speak to you on Friday at 7 p.m. Anybody who got any suggestions, let me know what you want to talk about, and we'll get it going. Okay? So, peace to yous, and please like, share, subscribe, and give me some likes and subscriptions for we do gear. Me man's no well. And anyway, bye for now. يرفع يرمان في فوق دايم دايم. اوكي باي باي.